Alright, so welcome everybody along to the round 4, is it, of tier 3, where I'm here with Nathan. Say hello, Nathan.
Hello, everyone.
Um, yes, and we had a bit of trouble with the lobby before, because a certain someone could not join. He will remain nameless, but it is sunny out here today at Texas. Um, do you fancy a chance of it raining today? Weather is obviously on dynamic.
I've been informed that it's going to be dry the whole race and it gets a bit cloudy at the end, so I doubt there would be any rain, but maybe there could be a bit of rain at the end, considering it gets a bit cloudy. I don't know though.
Now, speaking of strategy-wise, it is a soft hard,
It's actually
is it not?
a soft medium. That's the preferred strategy, but
Obviously, the game recognizes the soft hard, but soft medium
yeah,
is possible according to
it
Nathan.
is a very risky strategy though. So I doubt many
Yeah,
people in tier 3 will be going for it, and they'll probably just play it quite safe. But then, considering safety cars, that could play into the strategy quite a lot as well. People may go really aggressive, hoping for a late race safety car or something like that.
which did obviously happen in tier 1. We saw helped out many drivers,
There was
but
actually a late
it
race
is
safety car in
just
both
as
tiers. Oh, sorry.
tier 1. It is still a emotional race, is it not, Nathan? Nathan?
Sorry, my headset cut out then. What did you say?
It's a quite emotional race, is it not?
Yeah, it's a very emotional race for a good racer in this league known as William Singer, who was very highly I don't know how to put it, but he was a very friendly and good person who sadly passed away a few months ago. And this is a very emotional race because this is a lot. This is actually the track he did his last race in ABS at, which he actually won in tier 2. So
Yeah,
some drivers will be having helmets and also have the number 24 in memory of him.
yeah, a fellow racer of me and Nathan on the tier 2 grid. Good example of is MK Bo, so sporting the uh, blue and white helmet and the number 24 on his Alfa Romeo. Moving on to less sad things. Who do you think's gonna be on pole today, Nathan?
It's going to be a very interesting qualifying because, as I experienced in tier 2, it's very easy to invalidate around this track as Thermal Burker goes pole with a 30.6 first time on the board. So there could be a few drivers that you may not typically think would actually be able to get on pole, but with how easy it is to invalidate around here, we could have a very unpredictable top 5 for the start of the race. As Froome goes pole there with 30.5.
No, I expected Thermal Barker to be up there as well. Um, Obviously champion, and obviously very fast to be a champion as well. Just like me, you know. I suspect Nathan's mic has died out again, but
I just ignored you because I didn't. Yeah.
oh wow. As there is a Raptor F1 who has spun around at turn 1, which really ties very well to our subject, our next talking point about how tricky the circuit is it not? Ooh, there's Raptor again.
Oh, Raptor F1 has retired in the
Yep.
first sector there. Very easy to lose a car then as you're really trying to maximise the time you make up through there. So that's very unfortunate for him.
Yeah,
Not setting
flaming
a
hot tires.
not setting a good lap time there, a proper lap time there. He's only got 1:59, which is I assume he backed off after he wasn't happy with his lap to start off with. But if you just flick through the grid, there's loads of people invalidating at the moment. So again, making it very interesting for the race. as we know, penalties, track limits are very warnings, very easy to pick up around this track. So keeping it clean could be the difference between a win and even P5. So yeah.
Yeah, penalties will be aplenty during the race, as the track limits are very tight, and not sure what to talk about really right now.
In the instance already, like there's like almost 2 pages of people validating, so that just shows how tricky this track is on track limits.
Yeah, but those are like in laps and out laps as well. Those count as well, and we just saw attack go really really abusing the track limits there, trying to get the fastest way around that corner back to into the pits to change the tire, but
Dutch Dodo is on quite a good lap at the moment.
Dutch Dodo, right. I guess we'll on this lap, which is it that good? Do you know? Have you seen it?
I think it was quite a good first sector from what I saw.
Right, so we'll stick with this one for now. Would you like to take us through the lap?
Okay, so very tricky left-hander hitch. Coming into it, you want to take quite a wide line to maximise the prioritise the exit. It gets fairly good traction off there, and through this you want to take quite a tight line to minimise the distance, which the Dutch Dodo probably could have taken a tight line there. Throw the car into this left-hander and try to keep it clean on the exit here, not running too wide into the line. Getting a 32.4. Putting in P6 on the grid.
It's not that bad, but considering only 10 people have completed the lap, and he is it's about 2 seconds off the pole time, it is not that great. But looking at the championship standings now, P1 is XC Lostmus with 65 points, a surprise really to me. I thought Thermo Barker, who is in second place with 49 points, would be higher up there as well. And then we have S.Y. Leclerc, a ex-Tier 2 driver, obviously very high up in the order with 35 points. Looking at the constructors now, it is Ferrari who are leading, similarly to Tier 1, but this time with dead 100 points. Following is William, who we've seen have a very, very good lineup indeed. And then third is Renault, who neither driver could make it today. It seems to be a repetitive theme, don't you think?
I haven't been keeping up with Tier 3, but neither driver turning up isn't a good show for the Renault team at all. So they've got a reserve in Ritzy Buffalo, who's hoping to pull in a good result for their team. He actually invalidated his lap and he's going into the pits right now.
Oh. Just lost it into the pit entry, which Jarve has done multiple times, hasn't he? He's binned it in the pit lane at USA.
It is a very tricky pit entry, you must say, but especially in Tier 2 yesterday we had a Williams driver bin it into the pits causing a safety car. And then obviously we have ABS Jarve, who owns this league, having a couple incidents into the pit lane, which I don't think he would want to speak about too much, so I'll leave it there for now.
Gogo saw really taking a Tokyo Drift-like line through those corners, just saw him have a massive spin through the S's. Tricky, so understandable for him, but don't want to be making those mistakes.
We have
Phil Jones. This is a horrible tackle.
Going through the final corner now.
He does improve. But looking at the order, Anti-Elephant P3. Quite a surprise.
Yeah, good luck there from Utah Elephant. I don't think he's actually that high up in the standings. I don't think he's had too many good results so far.
I think he's just been promoted to Alfa Romeo, I think. Not quite sure if that's...
So he got P4 last race, and I think actually I think he's only done one race this season where he got P4. So he's definitely someone to watch out in this race, especially currently being provisionally P3 on the grid.
Yeah, I think he might surprise a few drivers out there. Another name I haven't seen in a while, Ritzy Buffalo. He's back. And Elephant Starfish. Is he new, Nathan, or is he just...
I honestly don't know. I'd assume he's new because I don't think he's actually raced in this league before. So it'll be interesting what so he could get stay for the Red Bull team.
Oh, Beans is P5. I've just noticed that. Solid driver. Hasn't been producing the results he'll probably want, but P5 is good for him.
MNK boy is coming through the final couple of corners now. It looks like a fairly solid lap from him. Goes P5 with a 31 flat. Quite a respectable lap there from MNK boy.
Still about a massive gap to Velodrome, who he does have a 4/10 gap to Thermal BRKR as well, so he is in a prime spot for a pole and possibly the win if the race goes in his way.
Thermal Burke has just invalidated this in the next lap on the final corner, coming to his I think third flying lap after he brought it his second, so he'll be very frustrated doing that. A very easy thing to do around USA, with obviously track limits being quite challenging. Which also,
yeah, especially at this track, it is a quite a high tire wear track as well. So you only really want to do one flying lap on these tires, and you may see a couple of drivers really struggling to get their first lap in, as I'm sure Nathan, you are familiar. After yesterday, he struggled. Was it the third lap that you got a time in?
Yeah, it can be put a lot of pressure on if you invalidate your first two laps, because that final lap is like make or break, because you could start right at the back of the grid or put in a solid lap and be quite high up, which can determine your race result really. But it's very tricky track in terms of track limits, as we've said multiple times already, and this is probably why we have quite a wide field spread at the moment, with first to 13th being a 2.3 second gap out of people who've set a valid and probably proper flying lapping. So obviously Raptor seems to have backed off on his lap.
Dash Dodo is on a lap now. He's about 4/10 up on his old lap. He is sitting P12, so he will want to jump up the order a little bit.
Something to note as well, our championship leader Lostmist has not set a lap yet. It gives him a lot of pressure to put in a good lap at the end to get him in a good grid position for the start.
Yeah. Here comes Dutch Dodo, goes 11th, which is kind of the prime position if you're not that quick and you want to get a good start. You want to get a free choice of tires as well, because strategy is a big thing here at USA. It does matter a lot. As us, I think we'll just go on board with XD Lostmist for his lap. This is possibly his only lap, so might not want to push it that hard.
Quite an impressive first sector there from Lostmist there.
Yeah.
Keeping the car nice and stable, getting a good drive out of the corner. A very clean lap so far by Lostmist. He's trying to just keep it safe and just get a solid lap time on the board, because we know his pace is very strong in shown in tier 2 and tier 3, especially in tier 2 where he's been competing near the top guys, which is quite impressive for someone who's in tier 3. got quite a competitive middle sector split there. This could be a very good lap for Lost Miss.
If he doesn't invalidate.
He's taking a very tight line there, trying to maximise his lap time. Keeping it very safe on track limits, but to the line, he goes provisional pole with a 30.1. Good lap there from Lost Mist.
Yeah, important
Especially under the
lap as
pressure.
well. That is his final lap, is it not? Ooh.
Oh, and Fildrum's gone pole with a 29.7. That's a very quick lap from Fildrum. I think that would have put in would have put in P3 in tier 2, so that's very impressive there
Yeah.
from the McLaren driver. Definitely, from what he's told me, he's got very good pace in practice. But as we know in the race, he's not had luck on his side with a few spins here and there, which has costed him quite good points.
Yeah, definitely not. Another driver who's on a lap is Zebrafuge. He's in a quite good position to start the racing. We'll see if he can jump up the order. If he does get this lap in, it is a good lap.
It seems to be a very tight field from around P5 to P14 with a 9/10 gap, which is something you don't commonly see in tier 3, from what I've seen anyway.
Yeah, the field is normally quite close. If you look at the past few races, past few qualifying sessions, the gaps aren't that big, but today apparently something's different.
Oh, and Thermal Burke has invalidated his final flying lap there. So he's only managed to put in a 30.6, which maybe he's quite disappointed with, because I think that was his banker, so struggling on track limits there, which is very unfortunate there for him.
Zebrafuge just putting on
Huge. Yeah, gone.
just put in a 130.4 there to put in P3. Beats Thermal BRKR though.
Hmm. Thermal Burke retires on track, so hopefully AI doesn't get in the way of anyone on the flying lap there.
Might even give that Ferrari behind a tow.
Oh! Etoile Leclerc's spun. That could have been put off by Thermal Burke there.
That's his final lap, is it not?
Yeah, that is his
Yeah.
final lap. We have Utah Elephant on a flying lap. He's almost 2 tenths up on his PB so far, which would put him above Thermal Burke if he matches his final sector.
So there's a car in his way though. Does get out of his way relatively well. Ooh.
Trying to really maximise
that's-
his time through the final corners there, and unfortunately invalidates. He would have set
Yeah,
a
that was never
30.5,
gonna
so that would have only promoted him to P4, so not too much a loss there from Utah Elephant. And I think that's qualifying over actually.
Yeah.
So if you want to go through the grid order.
Well, Philodrome does put his car on pole with a very fast time indeed. 129.7. That is ridiculously fast for tier 3. Behind FRT Lost Mist, who has recently changed his name from XD Lost Mist, with a 130.1. So I will apologize if we do call him XD Lost Mist. But Zebrafuge, the Mercedes, P3 with a 130.4. Decent lap. Good for the order. Thermal Barker, I think he'll be quite disappointed with this session. Only P4. Utah Elephant, really good session from him. P5. Time's just been taken away from me.
On my screen now we have Beans in P11, so he's in a very nice position there, especially starting on fresh tyres, making that one stop from medium to soft a bit easier for him, so he could really benefit from that strategy there.
Yeah, go
Go on, then you can go.
P6. And Maka in P7, MK Boy in P8 for Alfa Romeo. Charlie, eh, Williams might not be that happy with that result. Blue Bosch, P10. Beans P11, free choice of tyres, really important. Dutch Dodo P12, Attack 13th. Elfin Starfish P14. Ritzy Buffalo, new driver 15th. Crim Nesto P16. 17th is Raptor, and 18th is SOL Leclerc, rounding off the grid.
Interesting there that SOL Leclerc is actually starting last in this race, especially since Ferrari are I would say in a battle with Williams at the moment in the constructors, so that could give Williams an opportunity to maybe put a dent in that gap. Ferrari have 41 points so far down to Williams.
Yeah, that seems like quite a big gap, but I mean, one good result for Williams and they're back in the race, so you never know.
So what are your predictions for the top three in this race then, Tony?
I think Philgrim's got it in the bag. 4 tenths quicker than the rest of the grid. I think he'll storm away with this one. The rest it's anybody's race, anybody's podium. To be honest, I cannot predict that. What are yours?
I think. Oh god. Okay, so my top three prediction. I think Lost Mist will have a good result today and get in the top three. Someone who's shown he's very consistent in tier 3, currently leading the championship, and I think he's benefited off getting not too many penalties, so that could be key around America, especially with it being quite a easy place to invalidate. I think Thermal Burko will also get top 3 today. Obviously, I'm just basically going through the championship order at the moment, but I think someone who just got disqualified from the formation at the end, it's not ideal for him, but someone who's shown his pace, and yes, he has been quite prone to getting penalties at the moment, but I think his raw pace could help him get top 3. And also thinking outside, I'm actually also going to go for Utah Elephant. I think first race was P4, and he's starting P5 today, which is a very nice position on the grid, and especially with you guys ahead of him now, having those colder tyres from being disqualified from the formation lap, he could be able to really benefit off that and put him in a good position for the rest of the race.
Yeah, lap 1 will be quite messy. So I think multiple drivers from the outside the top 10 will climb up the order. SR Leclerc being one of them, I think, and Beans hopefully.
Well, Beans and Blue Bosch have both been disqualified then, so a bit of contact fault on the formation lap, something like that. Not ideal for their tyres again. Colder tyres off the start or not helping with their initial launch.
Yeah, luckily for them, they were quite at the end of their formation lap, unlike Zebra Fudge and Thermal BRKO.
So it's 5 lights. Okay, we've got the glitch again.
Yeah.
We watch the telemetry to see when they go.
It's quite awkward, these kind of glitches.
Yep. So the start revving up the car. Or an attack from the stop. It's lights out and away we go for the American Grand Prix. Phildrum gets a good start, but I think Lothmich actually gets a better start. Well, no, Phildrum covers him off as they try to almost go 3 wide into there. And Thermal Burker has got wing damage there, trying to put his nose where he shouldn't have. And away we go through the tricky S section. Pilgrim leading from Lost Mist to Zebra Fudge to Thermal Burka, Utah Elephant, Charlie Macca, Bleep Bloop Blosh, M&K Boy, and Dutch Dodo, who rounds off the top 10 so far.
Yeah, saw plenty of front wings flying off. There's a Haas flying off the track. It is Goggle Star for now. Plenty of position changes so far. The lap's still going on though.
We already have Filtrin pulling a 1 second gap to Lost Mist, which could be very crucial, especially with Lost Mist now battling with Zebra Fudge. Going down into the breakdown at the end of the straight. Lost Mist actually has wing damage, and Zebra Fudge is trying to hold it around the outside, getting the inside line for the next corner. As he makes that move into P2. Very nice move there from Zebra Fudge, which has enabled Fildrum to pull a really nice gap to, of 1.5 seconds, which he could use to his advantage, considering Zebra Fudge is out of DRS. Very unfortunate here for our 1 and 2 in the championship, who've both got damage on this opening lap, so that could heavily compromise their race. As Lost Mist pits already, he clearly feels that he needs to change that front wing. He's losing too much time.
But Pilgrim comfortably in the lead by 1.5 seconds already in 2 laps. Now, crucially, he is outside the DRS zone, which is a real help in this at this track, because you can basically be dragged along, and we've talked about penalties already, and Zebra Fuge 3 seconds, 2 laps. That could hinder him at the end of the race.
Yeah, it's evident that he's trying to push to get back in that DRS of Fildrum, but currently Fildrum's got really strong pace here at the front, pulling away from the rest of the pack. So the top 3 are quite spread out from the rest of the group here, so this could be very interesting. Seems like Utah Elephant's leading a bit of a train at the moment, so when DRS gets enabled, that could put him under quite a lot of pressure, especially with Zebra Fudge being out of the DRS zone for him.
Yeah, SRL Leclerc made up 8 positions on the starting lap. That's a really great start for him.
I believe I've given the commentator a curse to Lost Mist and Thermal Burka so far, because I predicted them to both get top 3, and currently they're last and second to last after getting some unfortunate wing damage on the opening lap. Both of them put on the medium tyres, so they're going to be doing doing a medium soft to the end of the race, thinking that's the better strategy than the hard tyres.
Maybe hoping for a late race safety car, as Beans is in the pits for some reason already. Does he have front wing damage?
I'd assume he would have front wing damage if he's pitting now. Yeah, but he's getting a front wing change. He lost an end plate. Actually, for me, he didn't show me he lost an end plate, but he clearly got damage if he wanted to pit early.
There's XD Lost Mist again in the pits. No, is he changing? He is changing for a hard set of tyres.
He actually changed for soft, and he's got more damage. This has been an awful start to the American Grand Prix for Lost Mist, to someone who we would have thought would be leading the pack, or at least in the top 3, but now he's all the way in last by quite a big gap to the car ahead.
Why is he gone on softs?
He'll probably be doing soft medium to the end of the race. I do believe
this is a great opportunity for Thermal BRKR to close down the gap to XD FRT Lost Mist in the championship standings. Fildrum now leading by 2.8 seconds already. It's kind of quiet. It's quite. I was gonna say it was quieting down, but the SRL Leclerc and Dutch Dodo just changing positions there, fighting for it. The 2 Red Bulls in point scoring positions already.
Oh, and Elfin Starfish has hit from P8, P9 I believe, and he probably got front wing damage similar to, yeah, he's got damage, and he's He's putting on the hard
Nesto's
tyres
in the
there,
pits
so he's
as well.
trying to go to the end of the race on hard tyres. So I mean, the hard tyres can definitely make it from here, but it could be a struggle with tyre wear. Be very close to puncture territory at the end of the race.
Yeah, Charlie right on the back of Maka. He'll try to score some points for Williams if his teammate can't do that. Obviously, he has to close down the gap to Ferrari. 41 points, that is. Here comes Charlie, though, down the inside with DRS. Will he make the move done? He does give him a little push. But rather clean move from Charlie there. Does get him P4. See if Maka will respond in the next couple laps.
And then we just have Lost Smith has got a penalty now to add to his another over start. He's had to make 2 pit stops. He's already picked up a 3-second time penalty, which would not help him at all because he definitely would need a safety car to help him get a good amount of points today. But getting the penalty makes that even harder for him because he's going to have to try and keep it as clean as possible for the end of the race to reduce the time
Here
penalties
comes
he gets.
Charlie on Utah Elephant here. Ooh, here comes Utah Elephant back at Charlie. Not the greatest of exits from Charlie. Really good one from Utah Elephant. They're going to go side by side through the S's, and Charlie just sensibly backs out there. But Utah Elephant is out of control. He just cut the corner massively. Not sure how he did not get a penalty from. Probably got a warning, but they're still side by side. Oh, this is a great battle. I think Charlie just got the better of it here, but Utah Elephant still not giving up. Yeah, that's rightfully so. Charlie's position there.
Utah
Elephant
Elephant's going to get.
can
Oh,
use,
sorry.
yeah, use the DRS. Charlie pulling out of the slipstream. Is Utah Elephant close enough? Yes, he is.
Oh,
He's
it's almost
right on the
full
side of
wide
Charlie.
into the brake zone, and it's oh my god! Oh, I had a lot of lag then. I thought Charlie was literally flipped upside down, but that was just a bit of desync on my end.
There's still contact between these two drivers, getting hot in the racing seat. Might be frustration at each other. But Charlie, though, 2 positions in 2 laps. Good start. All the way from P9. There's Utah Elephant going wide again, getting possibly a warning. Another one. So accumulate to a penalty at the end of the race. If it gets too many.
Still gone a bit quiet now. It's just Charlie leading a train of 4 drivers in the train, including Charlie there. So DRS train forming up. Charlie have to push to stop Utah Elephant, getting him on the straight with the DRS and overtaking slipstream.
Yeah, Philodrome though leading by such a big margin. I think has just dropped down by a little bit. Not sure what's happened to Philodrome. Might have just made a small mistake, but the gap is really big. Here comes Utah Elephant, just not close enough.
Gone.
Never mind, there's a
you go on.
Leclerc going round the outside of Dutch Dodo. We saw these 2 drivers together a couple laps ago. They're still side by side through this tricky 3rd sector. Still side, but oh, that's a massive contact from Dutch Dodo. They pushed SR Leclerc way wide. Had to lock up a tyre there to keep the car on track. That's not the cleanest racing we've seen.
There's already another person getting a time penalty there, Google saw. Blue Blosh is looking for a move on Maka into turn 1. Unfortunately, he's not close enough for that. And Maka gets a good drive out the corner, stopping him from making the move.
So Leclerc and Dutch Dodo still fighting it out. Dutch Dodo clearly not giving enough, using overtake, using the last possible percent of the overtake on SR Leclerc, trying to get him get him through the S's. I think might have been that calmer there a little bit. Just there's no chance of overtaking through the S's if you're that far behind. Just ridiculous move.
We look to Utah Elephant now, who's again trying to make a move on Charlie, and Charlie pulls out the slipstream. Utah Elephant's got the DRS, and he's going to the inside, into the braking zone. Utah Elephant's ahead into the braking zone, and Charlie's not able to get the switch back as Blink Bloop Blosh sends it and loses an M plate there into Charlie, which didn't help Charlie drive at all, and he's actually lost DRS now to Utah Elephant because of that contact. As Maka sends it down the inside on Charlie, pushing him a bit wide for his troubles and getting the move done. So now Charlie's dropped down into P5 and lost 2 positions in the space of about 5 corners. As we see there, another person getting a penalty, Utah Elephant now.
Blue Bosch is just falling down the order, sensibly pits. A bit early, he's going to try the undercut here, but I don't think it's going to work that well considering he has front wing damage. Charlie still on the back of Maka though. Lost plenty of positions from that contact with Blue Bosch. Really wasn't his fault. Here's Charlie though, tries it through the S's. Maka just going a little bit wide there. Saw the gap and went for it, but just not fast enough through that sector. Using overtake now, even before the DRS train, eager to get past as attack has now left the session. Yeah, thank you. Here's Charlie right on the back of Maka though. He's going to use the overtake, bridge mix possibly as well. DRS is wide open. I think this is going to be an easy move for Charlie here. It just sweeps past. No real defense for Maka, nothing he really can do. Here's Raptor on the back of, actually past Dutch Dodo there. It's a really terrible angle. Camera angle that is. But Dutch Dodo just giving a little bit of a tap on the rear tire. Here's Dutch Dodo though. Trying the inside, possibly could have spun Raptor around, but luckily Raptor gets away from that. Ritzy Buffalo now out of nowhere is on the inside of Dutch Dodo. Good defending from Dutch Dodo, but tad bit dirty. But there's Dutch Dodo going wide. Oh, and now he's spun. Dutch Dodo is spun around on lap 9. Not sure if there was contact with Ritzy Buffalo. He does decide to pit. Might have just been losing it with cold tires or worn out tires or something. That's really bad for Dutch Dodo. He's going so well until he was overtaken. For MK Boy now onto the back of Maka. Has Charlie pit?
Charlie just put onto the soft tyres now. He's trying to go for quite an aggressive strategy then. He's going to probably do the soft, medium. But also something to note, Charlie and Phil, about 30 seconds ago, both got a 3-second time penalty. So that's going to obviously compromise probably Charlie's race more than Phil's at the moment, because Phil's got quite a considerable gap to Zebra Fudge behind, who's also got a penalty.
Yeah, just looking at the...
we got M&K Boy on the straight, he's trying to make a move on Maka. He goes down the inside into the braking zone. Gives Maka a little bit of a bump and he gets through. Nice move there from M&K Boy, who actually goes wide and locks up, opens the door for Maka. He's trying to make a move. Is he going to try to go round the outside of this corner? Oh, he looks for the switchback. He gets quite a good drive out the corner, but not enough to get M&K Boy on traction there. M&K Boy though manages his ERS very well there. He's got 80%, which I think is the highest out of all the drivers on this grid. He's managing it well.
In the pits. Be careful, says Chris. It's a tricky pit lane indeed. He's now in the pits. We'll see what the Racing Point boys and girls are holding there. It's the white striped hard tyre. Is that a surprise for you, Nathan? No, he's gone on to the hard tyre this early.
The hard tyre is the safer option from here. Oh, it says yellow flags. But the harder tyre is the safer option here. Mediums could probably stretch to the end of the race now, although it'd be quite tricky on tyre and maybe the drivers aren't willing to risk getting a puncture, which is something that Charlie's going for a much safer strategy, doing the 2-stop, allowing him to push flat out on all these stints and not have to worry about
Charlie
tyre.
now on the back of Gogglesar goes for a ridiculous overtake, really tight there. That was a brilliant overtake from Charlie. He's going to look and set his sights on a Raptor now, possibly on the straight. It's a really good move from Charlie, really climbing up the order with those fresh soft tyres. Yeah, relatively easy overtake, but Raptor's not done yet. He does try and defend. Oh! Raptor's been sent round, and Charlie is now under pressure from Gogglesar, who doesn't get the position. But whose fault was that, do you think, Nathan?
I actually didn't see that instance, so I'm just quickly rewatching it now from the stream. So I was just...
Yeah,
oh, so it looks like Charlie's actually bashed the rear of Raptor then, so it'll be interesting to see what the stewards say about that. If Raptor submits an inquiry about that, which he probably will, because that's cost him quite a lot of time. There's Raptor pits now.
Both Utah Elephant and not sure who the other. It was Zebrafuge, I think it was. Both gone onto medium tyres, going to the end of the race from lap 11. That's possible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely possible to make the end of the race now, but it's very interesting. Fieldrum's going really long on these soft tyres. He's really trying to, with that gap he pulled from the start of the race, he's really trying to extend this stint to give him basically the freshest mediums at the end to basically eliminate the risk of him getting a puncture. I think 17 laps on the mediums will put him around 70%, so he shouldn't be in risk of a puncture at that percentage.
Yeah, have another look at the penalty situation. Fieldrum, MK Boy, Zebrafuge, Charlie, Utah Elephant, Maka, Thermo BRKR, Ritzy Buffalo, Beans, Raptor, and Lost Miss were all on 3 seconds. Only Gogglesar, Elephant, Starfish, Beans, no, not Beans, Grimnesto, and Dutch Dodo have more than 3 seconds. It's a long list of penalties, that is.
It was definitely expected though to have this many penalties though, especially with it being USA, which, as we said multiple times already this stream, a very easy place to pick up penalties, which is also shown by the amount of invalidations in qualifying.
2 seconds, Nathan. Zebrafuge on the back of Esra Leclerc with DRS and overtake does get the position done for now. If Esra Leclerc can't do anything like this, he does not try to get that overtake back. As yellow flags is out for Ritzy Buffalo, who spun in the final corner. Possibly for Ritzy Buffalo. Did you catch it?
I don't know who spun in the final corner there. It probably could be someone overshooting pit entry or something, but I'm not sure.
Jarve having flashbacks now, but yeah, tricky pit lane.
Fieldrum's in a very good position at the moment though, with the fresh tyres out of all those who've just pit onto the mediums, pitting on lap 11, which is a very long stint on those softs, and he's got a 7.5 second lead. Zebrafuge, who are both with a 3 second time penalty, so Fieldrum's looking in a very good position at the moment. Surprising that hasn't been a safety car yet, because I believe in pit 2, I know there was quite an early safety car.
Yeah, there was quite, I think, multiple virtuals. But MK Boy and Thermo BRK are going side by side. We'll go back to Raptor and Dutch Dodo for a second because they are very close. But so are Thermo BRK and MK Boy. Thermo just having this grip to go around and try and overtake. Looking back at Raptor and Dutch Dodo, still side by side into the braking zone. Yeah, Raptor with that better, softer tyres just get the better traction. As Esra Leclerc pits now. Not sure onto which tyre.
Impressive from Esra Leclerc so far, keeping it clean on the penalties, and he's now coming out in quite a nice position on those fresh mediums to see if he can make a dent on those guys ahead, especially if those I want to check how many warnings he's got so far. He's got one warning so far, so he's looking in a very good. He's in a good position. If he can not get a penalty, or if he can only get 3 seconds, that could he could really benefit off penalties at the end of the race. Has lost missed
Still
our
won't be
championship
okay.
leader, struggling at the back now, setting the fastest lap. And
that's
there's
Ritzy
yellow
Buffalo.
flags. Go on, Tony.
Yellow flags for a yellow car, that is. Ritzy Buffalo spun around again. Struggling on the hard tyres, really.
Yeah, the hard tyres are
Struggling to
much
find that
quicker,
grip.
or much more slower than the mediums at the start of the stint. But later in the stint, they'll be quicker than the mediums, and maybe you can benefit off the mediums dying at the end of their stint, near the end of the race.
Yeah, McKay Boy closing the gap to Mako now, who is on the white striped hard tyre. As Nathan just said, medium's much quicker than the hards. Tomo Bianca is just watching this and getting a nice little toll from these two drivers. But not if MK Boy has anything to say about it. Here is MK Boy with DRS and overtake activated. Pretty simple DRS move there for MK Boy. Just park a little bit in front of Mako, but all good. Yeah, has definitely got the move done, and he can steam away now and set his sights on his teammate, Utah Elephant.
Elephant gets a 3-second time penalty there. Another one to add to the list there, so I think he's got 6 seconds now. Just check. Penalties. Yeah, so he's got 6 seconds now. Only person in the top 6 to get 6 seconds so far.
Here's Mako though with the RS. He's closing, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move on MK Boy. Possibly he just had to wait till the end of the race where the hards are quicker than the mediums, who possibly go at him again. Because at this pace he is not catching him. So Leclerc now on the back of Elfin Starfish. Just saw a medium VS hards. We're going to see that again here. Ezra Leclerc on the mediums, really closing down onto Elfin Star. Bad exit though from Ezra Leclerc, has dropped down quite a bit as Dodge Dodo gets another 3-second penalty. Credit to Ezra Leclerc, Beetle, Bosch and Attack though, keeping it clean. Not getting any penalties yet. Speaking of penalties, Charlie there with another 3 seconds.
Ooh, we have some movement with Grimnetta and Ritzy Buffalo. Seems like Grimnetta is lagging a bit, so I don't know what's happening
he
there.
just lagged right in front of him.
Ritz bit, which could mean he gets a penalty. Picks up a penalty. Oh,
Oh!
Ritzy
Oh.
spun. He's DNF'd, and is that caused a safety car?
Yeah, he has.
Virtual safety car. Okay.
virtual.
So not too bad for Fieldrum there, who would have been fuming if that was a full safety car, letting Zebra Fudge catch back up to him.
I think what Ritzy's just done there was activate overtake on an exit. Oh, Thermal Barker! He's round on the virtual safety car. Just dropped it trying to heat up his tyres, I think.
You're gonna have to push
that
to not get the
stream.
benefit of saving a bit of overtake then on the safety car, because yeah, he has that delta now. So
Jeez. Israel Leclerc though, right on the back of the Red Bull. Took him quite a while, but here he is on the final corner. Going side by side. Who's going to get the better exit? I think it might be Israel Leclerc here with the DRS and overtake. He'll get that done easy. Yeah, there you go.
but
Well,
he's trying to send
Elvin's
it down
not
inside the
finished,
Red Bull. Oh, sorry.
Going to the side, but oh, pushes Ezra Leclerc a bit there. Might have just caused him a little bit of time. Just dropped behind Ezra Leclerc and a 3-second penalty now. Ooh, that's very wide. It compromises the entire line there. Plenty of penalties already, jeez.
Now got Raptor on fairly fresh stuff now, closing up to Gulsaw. See if he's able to make. Oh, doesn't get good traction out of that corner, and that probably stops any chance of him being able to make a move on Gulsaw down this straight.
Good save.
It's quite big battles going on, to be honest. Especially at the front, where the top three are separated by like 21 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is a credit to Phil and Zebra Fuge, who've had very impressive pace in this race so far, especially Phil, who is someone I guess we know has good pace, but his maybe he's not got the right mentality at the moment. He keeps making silly mistakes and bottling, as you could say, something that I'm quite prone to, but we won't speak about that.
Now. Starting on the medium tires, he's gone on to another set of mediums.
Very
Has
safe
been
strategy there
bottled
from
the
Dean.
race. Because he was just on the mediums. I
Mm.
believe he's starting on the mediums as well. So what's he done here?
He actually he started on the soft. He opted to go for the soft to start, not the mediums.
Good.
So yeah, that would have been interesting
Yeah,
if he did go onto the mediums. He did a triple medium.
Just gave about 7 people in the chat a heart attack.
Yep, Jamie was shouting in the chat, and everyone was calling him
just-
Beans
just-
and Numpty in
Just
a
the
polite
amount
way,
of
should we
verbal
say?
abuse.
Oh, Sam did call Beans and Numpty actually. I just.
Yep. Oh, here's Gogosar, massive speed difference to Krim Nestor there, gets past really easily.
I'm gonna look back now to Lost Mist, who's he's got the ERS on the slipstream on attack, who's weaving on the straight to break that DRS. Lost Mist doesn't go for the move in the end
Close
and
enough.
stays behind attack.
Might try
Interesting
here
how
though, he
he's-
is close
oh.
enough.
Oh, Raptor's making a move on Crimnestro there. Oh no, Crimnestro's lagging again. We will ignore Crimnestro because he's got pretty atrocious connection, you could say,
Okay,
at the
oh,
moment.
Krim Nestor's pits. But yeah, we will ignore Krim Nestor as nobody likes Mason Greenwood. But XD lost,
Thermal Bertha.
FRT lost missed.
Yeah,
He's
back
still
of
on
the
the back
race.
of attack. Here comes Lost Mist though. Jeez, attack really weaving
Seems to let him through there
aggressively, you
actually.
could say.
Seems to lift off a bit and just let him through. I think he notices that Lost
Yeah,
Mr. quicker drive at the moment, so he just wants to avoid having to battle and risk getting a corner cutting penalty, which he's actually probably kept so far in terms of corner cutting. And he seems to he's looking to just trying to hold on to that DRS of Lost Mist. So he does not get a good exit there, and he's dropped out of DRS already. So now we're back to having no one in DRS and a bit of a standstill at the moment.
Well, hey, I think we'll just watch a bit of Phil driving around, see why he is so quick around this track. Because it is monstrous, this pace. 13 seconds already
People
in front
in-
of Zebrafuge. Let's muck out.
Fieldrum's just picked
People
up another
punch.
3-second time penalty.
Nathan, could you invite Maka, please?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Bleep Bloop's gonna get him here, so is Charlie behind. I think this might spice the race up a little bit. Charlie's right on the back of Bleep Bloop, might see some overtaking action. Oh, yellow flags, who's that for? I think might that just be, yeah, just be Dutch Dodo, I think. But both Williams is
in-
closing
oh,
down
sorry.
onto drivers here. Charlie within 5 tenths of Fleetwood Bosch, and if so is Thermo BRK within 5 tenths of Raptor. Ooh, he actually is very close now. Oh, Thermo Barker's round.
Safety car! And chat have got what they wanted. They were begging for a safety car. And they have got a safety car, which is probably
Oh, wow, Jamie.
the worst thing for Phil so far. He's pitting onto the soft tyres, looks like.
Oh,
But yeah,
tackler.
Phil's got
Jeez.
another 6 seconds of time penalties, and Zebra Future's only got 3 so far, so this could be a very interesting end to the race actually.
Another safety car. Yeah, I think Raptor just hit Thermo Barker there.
Marcus still not.
'Cause he's got a 5-second penalty. And Attack another drive-through. This is his second this race. So not sure what's gone on there. I think this race has spiced up a little bit, to the mercy of Jarv, who's been complaining all the time that the race has been dead.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, the race would spice up if someone did a job in the pit lane anyway. But plenty of drivers in the pits now. Oh, Emma K-Boy being held up a lot by his teammate, Utah Elephant.
The field is so spread out though that probably hasn't affected him much, or affected at all, to be honest. He may have positioned
Yeah.
to Luke Bosch, I think.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Just have a look at what choice of tyres they've gone on to.
Surely they've all gone for softs.
Yeah, sure. Most of them
Definitely
have gone on to some.
the third.
If anybody goes on to any tyre, other than
Charlie
softs,
stayed out on mediums. Macca's still on hards because I invited him back, but he hasn't joined back yet, so I don't know what's going on with Macca there.
I think it might be a Wi-Fi issue. But
Got
yeah,
a
Beans
prediction
and
in chat
Ernesto.
from Surf is saying Fusion won't win.
Ooh. That might be a jinx. But Beans and Kunesto all staying out on fresh mediums, so possibly not the best idea to pit at this point. But the only driver yet to get a penalty is SOL Leclerc. Well done to him.
He's in a very
Keeping it
spicy
clean.
position, you could say. As Macca's AI is getting overtaken by Mutal Elephant, but unfortunately
Bit
the
of overtaking.
illegal overtake glitch means he won't be able to overtake Macca.
Utah Elephant really wants to get past because he's gonna get held up on the safety car restart, isn't he? Yeah, the AI around, especially at safety car restarts, are so slow, and you cannot overtake them until the line. And by that point, the car behind you will have got onto the back of you, and possibly have greater speed as well. So overtake you, and you will drop down the order. So hopefully Maka does get back in the session, not only for Utah's sake, but his own as well. As Raptors in the pits now. He's on fresh. No, he's not on fresh softs yet. Makes sense, but he will drop down to the back over the grid again. He's got to serve a penalty as well. Oh, and I think he has run out of softs. He's gone into the mediums now.
Interesting there from him. He probably could have gone into Usoft and he would have been fine because Vildramon did. Oh, I think that's what Leclerc took Soft's 12 laps, so shows Soft can go quite far in this race. So very interesting strategy call from Raptor. Maybe he's thinking that the Softs will die quickly, but we'll have to see.
Utah Elephant desperately trying to get past Marco though. And Beans is now in the point scoring position, so all is good.
Of course.
Beans a very popular driver among other drivers, especially in the Mercedes team as well. So hopefully he will bring some points for the Mercedes team. A bit of extra points, you would say.
So in all tiers so far, we've had a late race safety car, which has brought some drivers back into the equation who have benefited off a late race safety car. Notably in tier 1, those who went deep on, went quite far on the mediums able to get basically a free stop under the safety car, which helped them put a quite impressive result from some like FRA LMG. So as the safety car comes in this lap, Phil's obviously going to back up the pack and trying to get a good exit and pull away from, or try and basically blitz the pack, similar to what I tried to do, because I had but it's quite similar to Tier 2 actually. P2 has got less penalties than P1, so P1's going to have to, so Phil in this equation is going to have to try and pull a gap to Zebra Fudge, who we know Phil's got the pace, but because the pressure get to him, only time will tell. But Utah Elephant seems to have got past.
Here is Phil Drum though. He has gone now, I think. Yes, he has. Overtake is activated. Relatively good start, 5/10 away from the rest of the pack, but someone who has got a good start is we'll say MK boy, but Maka is an AI.
He hasn't joined back. He's probably got probably had a cutout, his Wi-Fi cut out or something, because he's not joining back.
Yeah. Phil's Drum already leading by a lot. So Zebra Future gap, 1 second gap to Charlie here. Seems like the grid is just going back to the usual. Phil leading by a massive lot. No real overtaking happening here, but Thermo BRKR, Gogosar moving aggressively to the left, trying to block off Thermo BRKR. Not enough though, because Thermo BRKR is now in front of Gogosar. The Lost Smiths might fancy a bit of overtaking as well on the straight. We're not close enough, as Utah Elephant and Charlie are swapping positions here. Charlie trying to get past. Not close enough though on those medium tires.
It's getting quite fighty between those on the edge of the points at the moment, especially with the two championship, or the top two in the championship, Lost Mist and Thermal BRK are trying to make their way through the field and maximise their points. As Field Drip sets the fastest lap of the race there, 32.5. He's pulled a 1 second gap to Zebra Fudge huge there. So ideally he's going to hope to
Loop on Charlie here. Charlie giving him the bare minimum of room. Bit too little there, I guess. Bloop not getting. Ooh, that was really massive corner cut from Bloop Bloop. He's lucky enough to get a penalty from that one. But Charlie holding him off for the time being. I think with those soft tires he will get overtaken eventually.
I believe there's a chance here. SOL Leclerc, with the fact he's got no penalties so far, he could be in for even a podium chance.
1 second, Nathan. Bleep Bloop is on Charlie now with overtake. No DRS, of course, yet. Oh!
Ooh.
That was a bit of contact, a bit of argy-bargy there from Bleep Bloop, but he does get past.
Probably on those medium tyres, obviously not going to be as quick as these soft runners. He was obviously trying to get track position and prioritise that over the fresher tyres, but it seems to be working out for him so far, especially with the fact he's got 9 seconds of time penalty. He's just going to seem to probably fall down the order at the moment. I'll do those impacts.
As we're approaching lap 24 now, we'll have a silent lap in memory of William Singer riding a boat with Raptor.
So lap 25 now. We got Phil 2-second lead down to Zebra Fuse. Both of them have got 6 seconds of penalty, so currently Phil's in the prime position to win this race. But we also have SOR Leclerc, who's got 0 pens so far, in a very promising position to gain quite significantly off time penalties. He's now on the back of Elfin Starfish. I believe DRS has been enabled, so yeah, he'll get the benefit of DRS down this straight. Will
Whoa,
he be?
Goggle saw.
Oh, Fildrum's got another penalty. 9 seconds now.
Goggle saw has just straight lined it into the barriers there. I think that was on purpose.
Maybe
Hopefully
his
it
wheel
doesn't cause a safety car.
disconnected on the straight,
Yeah,
or he's just purposely
maybe.
binned it. It wasn't in the points. Anyway,
But we look at the penalty situation now. Fildrum with three more seconds than Zebra Fuge. So currently this is Zebra Fuge's victory here. Because if we look behind on Utah Elephant with 9 seconds, he's not gonna get overtake Zebra Fuge. Possibly Bleep Bloop 3. Possibly might get the position here. We'll just double check that for a moment. Yeah, possibly Bleep Bloop Bosch might win this race.
I believe provisionally SOR Leclerc may be in the top 3 after penalties. I'm not going to do the maths on that, but he's definitely in contention at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the maths either. But Beans very close to Charlie now, with the support of the people watching here. Will he overtake Charlie in time? He's got 3 laps to do it.
Fildrum's just got that 3-second gap now, so once he can keep it clean and maintain this pace, he should be able to get the win as Thermal Berkerov from DRS overtakes SOR Leclerc. An easy move under DRS there for Thermal.
Beans just not close enough. Ooh, Beans went into the back of Charlie there. Didn't get front wing damage, I don't think so. But here's Beans on the side of Charlie making massive contact. Luckily, no front wing damage again for Beans, I think so. But here's Beans again, jeez.
Lost miss there, looking for the
Impressive.
switchback on Beans. The fresher tyres. He's going to go round the outside of Beans here. And he's able to
Oh no, Beans. He's gonna get
make that position.
overtaken again as well by MK Boy. He's dropped out the points there. Just maybe a tad
But
bit
to note,
too
Beans
aggressive.
has only got 3 seconds of time. 3 seconds.
Here's
whilst
Thermo BRK, 2
guys ahead.
seconds, Nathan. On Elfin Starfish, he's round the outside on turn 1. Will he make this stick? He's still
No,
not-
surely they're not going side by
still
side
not
there.
over it.
Nope.
Oh, good. Yeah, Elfin Star just pulling out a bit. Possibly not his tires, just giving up. Not having the grip. MK Boy now on the back of FRT Lost Mist and Charlie. FRT Lost Mist really on the back of Charlie there. Effects of Dirty, I think, might have just given Charlie a bit of breathing room.
We're still in a similar position to Tier 2 at the moment now. The top 2, although they've got a 3-10 gap, provisionally P2 is actually in the lead by bare hundredths at the moment due to Fildrum having an extra 3-second time compared to him. It'll be interesting what will happen here to see if who comes out as the win after penalties here. Looking
It'll
at
be really close. Yeah, I've just noticed that Lusmus has a bit of front wing damage on his Ferrari. Not sure when he got it or how he got it, but he does.
it's been quite a miserable race for him, Lost Mist. I believe he's pit once for front wing damage, so he must have picked it up. Yeah, maybe on a safety car or something.
Possibly.
Don't know. As we go on to the final lap now, Fildrum and Zebra Fuge have after penalties, currently a 3/10 gap between them, with Phil currently.
Oh, Raptor just hit the side of XD Lost Miss now. I mean M&K Boy. Now Raptor's passed for the point scoring position MAK boy just tad bit too fast into the braking zone. But Raptor does go wide with those mediums, probably struggling for grip. But I assume so is MAK boy, because he's not gaining that much.
It's very important to have a
Raptor.
momentum through that sector one. Though, if you lose your momentum for those S's, it's gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna lose quite a lot of time there.
Bulbasaur has now left the session, obviously retired, but did not stick around to
Is that
watch.
rain?
Ooh, a bit
Actually
of
on my
rain.
screen? Rain. Ooh,
Rain.
this could be interesting now. With Fildrum with a Zebrafuge pushing to the line to get this win.
But we must look at the battle now. Pilgrim
The
coming across the
Zebrafuge
line.
gets a time
Dominant
penalty,
race. Ooh,
and that has
dominant race for him.
given Phil the win. Although I believe Phil did have a 3-thing gap in the end. So Fildrum
Gosh,
wins
all eyes on him though.
the
Will he
American
take the
Grand Prix.
position?
The
He won't get
Zebrafuge.
third. Then will be Chaos stays where he is. Elfin Starfish comes across the line with Eswell look like breathing down his neck. Eswell look like only goes 5th. Charlie coming across the line. P8, he'll be happy. P9 actually, P10, ooh.
Penalties definitely
Down the
spiced
end.
up the order a bit then, especially the late race safety car.
Good news for all the Beans supporters in the chat. I think Beans has just gotten points there, P10. I'll just double check that for when the race results come up. Good race from Philodrome though. There he is on the podium.
So going through the results now, we have Fildrum taking the win and the fastest lap there, so he's maximised his points, getting a 26 points from this race. So a nice result from Phil, who's a few unfortunate incidents throughout the season. So in P2 we have Zebra, the P3 Bleep Bosch, Utah Elephant in P4, SOL Claire P5, Thermal Burker P6, who fairly good recovery from him after his incidents at the start. Beans in P7 taking 6 points. That was a really nice result there from Beans. Only getting 3 seconds, so that was crucial in the end for him. FRT Optimist in P8. Elfin Starfish 19 in P9. And MNK Boy in P10 rounded out the top 10. P11 we have Charlie 106 TT. Raptor in P12. Attack in P13. Mapper in P14. And Gulsaw, Krim, Nestro, Darkstro, Buffalo, all retiring at some point throughout the race. You can see that the chat's going wild for Beans there. So clearly quite a lot of support for him there in the chat.
Decent points for Beans and really good for Mercedes as well.
Make sure you include your audio, Phil. You're in the top 3 then, Tony. Yeah.
Right, I guess we'll
Sweating
start
right
with
now.
Phil.
Sheesh.
Phil Drum, since he is the only one who has joined right now.
My whole
Dominant
underwear is
race
wet.
from you.
Blech.
Oh. Problems with
Oh, I'm supposed to be silent
Yes.
right now. Oops.
interesting. But yeah, dominant race from you, Phil Drum. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that dominant in the end. I think I had 9 seconds penalties, so I don't count that as dominant, but
I mean, I would qualifying pole by 4 tenths, leading by 11 seconds was it at one point
yeah, until the safety car.
until the safety car. Yeah.
Yeah, but then
So,
after the safety car, I had 2 more penalties, and I checked on the penultimate lap, and the guy behind me only had 6 seconds penalties. But I had 9, so I knew I had to keep those 3 seconds. 3 seconds. But then in the end, I saw that penalty as well, so no need, would have not needed to push that hard.
Yeah, not the best of starts for you, Phildrum. As Nathan has repetitively told me. Um, is this the kind of result that will turn the season around? Do you think for you?
I understood nothing because of lag.
Oh,
Oh,
um,
you can repeat that then, Tony.
Yeah, no, it's working again. It's working again. Just repeat, please.
right. So not the best of seasons, as Nathan has said. Do you think this kind of result will turn your season around and hopefully getting better results again?
I don't know, could be. What's the next track? I think it's Monza, right?
Yeah,
Yes, it's Monza next.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, probably one shot thing.
right. So not much hope on winning the championship then.
No, not at all.
We've shown
No,
today
so
that
Well,
Right
Jay-
now, I don't know if Lost Mist is speeding up again or if he's like, I don't know where he was. He was like gone after lap 2.
he had quite
Was
a
he
lot of
spun
incidents
or?
during the race.
What?
He had quite a lot of incidents during the race. He got thermal damage on multiple
Oh, okay,
occasions.
okay.
Same with Thermal Burker, so you made quite
I'm really proud of me
benefited
because
of
I've
their
been
losses.
spun.
Yeah.
First time for me. On everywhere. Don't know.
Jamie is telling
will
me
say-
constantly to to say that Jamie congratulates you, Phil.
Nah, I can't
On your
understand your story.
Jamie's saying in chat that he wants Jamie congrats you in a goated Ferrari way. I don't know what a goated Ferrari how to congratulate him in a goated Ferrari way. So there you go, Jamie. That's the best you're going to get from me, and you've timed him out on chat. But yeah, so a good racing there from you, Phil. Your pace was definitely superior to the rest of the grid, and obviously that late race safety car did spice up a bit. But in the end, you took a
Yeah, but in the end, my pace
a
wasn't
very
that
impressive
good.
win.
I mean, Zephyr pretty much kept up, so. First, like, 5 laps I were really game because I drove away without, like, being battled at all. So that was lucky. Just like last race. But last race, and okay, I was bummed. Didn't finish then.
Yeah, unfortunate for you in that last race. But did you get pole in Britain as well?
Yeah, I got pole. Swear,
That's
well, such a margin. I
yes,
think
that's
it was like 4/10.
yes. You
Also-
got good showing you got good run that patience. You're also showing your consistency in this race is pretty good. You didn't spin. You just had a good pace throughout the race and able to bring them home.
Have you watched me? I spun nearly. I nearly spun like 6 times. It was pretty much luck.
But clearly, you're not the most. I guess you're not as impressed with the result as maybe we are as commentators. But do you have anything to add, Tony, or are we going to move on to P2 now?
I think we'll move on to P3 actually.
Oh yeah, P3.
Can I go
Yeah,
now?
Yeah, but
Because
you
I
haven't-
need to-
here.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, okay, so Phil's left. Do you wanna lead this then,
So
Tony?
Blue Bosch then P3. Good for your AlphaTauri team. How do you feel?
I was quite happy with that race because that's I'd say that's probably my worst track on the calendar apart from Japan. So I would have been like after qualifying, because I qualified in P10. I was just happy just to get top 10, so to finish on the podium, quite happy with that.
Nathan.
I don't know what to add.
Yeah,
Does this result give you some confidence for the rest of the season? No, is that your
Little,
ABS?
yeah, a little bit, because considering that was one of my worst tracks, and well, yeah, even I would have been happy finishing top 10. So as I said, yeah, I think Monza decent at Monza, not one of my favourite tracks. Find it a bit boring, but yeah, just basically I knew for this track anyway, just to make sure I don't cut corners. Going to gain loads of positions anyway, and I was quite annoyed I only got a 3-second penalty.
Right. If Nathan, you don't have anything to add, I think we'll end it here then.
Right, cheers. Right, bye.
Right. So thank you everybody for watching this stream. This has been ABS Tier 3. At USA tomorrow we'll bring you Tier 4. At the same track, just different drivers as well. So I guess we'll see you then. Goodbye.